Riverside chill to those downtown neon lights. This is home, out where the pavement is. Windows down.
It's Sunday, July 12th, and you tuned into the People's Patriot Project. We got your 6 at 6. Right now, you're listening to WeP3 Radio, proudly produced in partnership with Reads Across America Radio. Together, we share a mission to remember the fallen, honor those who have served, and to teach the future generations the value of freedom. A freedom bought, paid, and secured for by the brave men and women who've worn our national and local uniforms. Stay tuned for We Got Your 6 at 6. Now playing on WeP3 Radio. Next, Chris Lozano, Back Road Nights.
Truck it on.
Tom Cruise, roll out.
You're watching or listening to We Got Your 6 at 6 Patriot Playtime. We the people, the People's Patriot Project.
To put your skill set, your thoughts, and ideas, or want to help continue the mission, you have come to the right place. We are the People's Patriot Project, and we are the shock and awe when it comes to meeting the needs of our veterans and first responders. We are dealing with a new enemy in today's world where the wounds are not always seen. We want you to be a part of this mission in saving lives and making a difference. Welcome to We Got Your 6 at 6 Patriot Playtime. Here's the WeP3 team bringing you today's best heroes hits in the boots on the ground organizations that are saving lives. And as always, Patriot Pride.
Left, your left, left, right, your left. You got it.
Truck it on.
Good evening, Andrea Eichmann here with the People's Patriot Project. I am here tonight with Mark and Frank, and we are here to bring you our weekly show called We've Got Your 6 at 6. Every week we bring this artist and we bring a guest and we talk about the good things and the not so good things and let them share what they've been doing and what they've got coming up. Tonight we have got Mr. Elijah Lewis, author of Your Jewels Are in Your Journey, and I should say award-winning author. That's how we got him here. And then we'll also be hearing music and having conversation with our good friend and musician, Marine veteran, Scotti Fraser. Woo! He's here gracing us with his presence. I think he has no idea that we might be hotter than him in our area of the world today. It's a challenge. Game on. My toes are sunburned. That's how hot it is today, Scotti. I'm throwing that out there because he sent me pictures on the beach in like January, and it makes me want to poke him in the eye. I want to say a couple of words of thanks tonight, you guys, to our sponsors. We have got Mr. Derek Iozio, who I'm sure will be popping in with the hello and good evening. He is with Catch 22 Peer Support. This guy is out there having online meetings, meet and greets, reaching out to people around the country, around the world. And you know what? They just hang out. They chat. They have group chats, individual chats, coffee chats, and sometimes probably no chats. They just are there. So check out Derek Iozio. He's the godfather of the People's Patriot Project, and he is good at the peer support game. And then we've got Operation Texas Strong with Bobby and Peggy Kretzinger down there in Weatherford, Texas, collecting RVs, fancying them up if they need fancying, and then finding homeless veterans there in their area to put into these RVs. And then now they've even got a campground, and they've got a campground store. It's come around. It's going to be like a little tiny homes community pretty soon, if it's not already. And then we've got Stephen Rainwater, Jonathan Wills with Business Growth Engine. Thank you so much, you guys. You're amazing. I mean, we do tell them all the time. I just really hope they're not tired of hearing it. But the things that they do, our newsletter is fully automated at this point. Our website's crazy, and we've got something in the works for you guys that's going to be super freaking cool, as it is. So I just want to send out a great big thank you to all of our sponsors, all of our guests, all of our listeners everywhere. Thank you very much for being here and not just listening in, but also being part of our support system. Before we dive into tonight's show, I would like you to take a moment and join us for this amazing version of the Star Spangled Banner with Dave Bray, USA.
Ladies and gentlemen, please take the time to stand if you are capable of standing. Out of honor and respect, please remove your covers and prepare yourself how you need to show your greatest gratitude for the amazing freedoms and liberties we have achieved under one of the most powerful symbols in the world. Please cast your attention as we respect our old glory.
Twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights. Oh, the ramparts we watched were so Spangled
It is Sunday, July 12th, and you're here for We Got Your 6 at 6. And it's time to Let's Grow!
I just got three things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine!
That is how we get her started, folks.
Look at this too. He's here, Mr. Iozio.
Good, Father, good to see you, brother. Thanks for being here and all the things you do and your support. We are here. We're here. Check out our amazing guests. Elijah Lewis, award-winning author. Frank DeMyth, award-winning author. Scotti Fraser, amazing veteran musician from Texas. And then me and Andrea. We just get to hang out. That's good. That's good. You know, usually I start with a little dialogue before the show, but you know what? I've been on such an amazing high, just, 250-year anniversary birthday of the United States as a country. And we repeatedly tell this narrative. You stack 3 83-year-old people, and that's the beginning of our country. 3. Growing up as a young buck back in the day, I just thought, America had been here forever and we were old and it's not. And, I don't know that we got everything right from the beginning, but I also know that because of the brains involved with putting this country together, we've had progress and growth and we're getting better. And I do think that we have the best yet to come yet. And please feel free to dialogue on that if there's anything. Elijah Lewis, what is that shirt you're wearing, brother?
Oh, so this shirt is actually a nod to my alma mater for grad school. So for those of you who are in the Baltimore area, I went to Morgan State University, got my master's in cybersecurity. So the mascot for Morgan is the Morgan Bears. So, they wear orange and blue, kind of like the Chicago Bears.
We don't talk about that.
Oh, Bears. That's another reason why I like him.
Well, I'm a Ravens fan, so I don't know what. As long as there's no Steelers fans on this thing, I'm good.
Back in the 70s, I had to be a Steelers fan. You had to be back in the 70s because they ran the world. That's what they did. But no Steelers fans here anymore.
Peterson would be very, very comfortable in my son's area of the house. He's got a purple and gold shrine in there.
It's purple, not Ravens purple, though. That's what we want to say.
Minnesota Vikings awards and posters and all that stuff. He's a big Vikings guy and all that. He's got a bunch of the stuff up in his den there. So.
I love it. I'm certain I'm getting a text message as to why maybe someone is having some technical difficulties. I can't repeat what that text message says because it would be very fitting of what Miss Eichmann, good, valued grandmother of 11, soon to be 12. I think she is 12 now. I think she got 12 grandchildren, but that is not going to be repeated, whatever that it says. Anyway, well, we're here, folks, for a reason, and we're here to learn about the mission of these two amazing men today. But I got to put everyone to work at the same time because you have a job, and I'd like you to listen to a little spokesperson we've developed with the People's Patriot Project. You get to hear a little note from Bastian the Bison.
At the People's Patriot Project, our mission is more than just words. It's a call to action. Each of us bears the vital responsibility to check your 6. We begin this important journey with a moment of self-assessment. Ask yourself, are you truly mission ready? If the answer is no, don't wait in silence. Reach out, use your skills, lean into your resources, and connect with your network. Whether you turn to a trusted friend, a supportive organization, or dial 988, remember, you must be battle ready to stand strong for the mission ahead. Once you feel equipped, take that next step. Reach out to 6 people in your circle. Check in on them. No agenda, no judgment, just genuine connection. This is how we build strength, shield one another, and serve our communities with pride. Together, we reaffirm our commitment. We got this. Patriot Pride.
All right. No attempt to be hokey there. I am going to ask you guys' opinion. We've never asked anyone's opinion of this, but I want to put the why. Why did we, first of all, I think the bison is one of the most powerful images in America, next to Old Glory, the bald eagle, and those items. So we wanted a strong spokesperson to share the mission and checking your 6. I get tired of listening to people say, I wish I would have reached out one more time. Now, I'm going to do a commercial here for Scotti Fraser because this dude, I guarantee I get to hear from him once a month, checking in on me. And it's a legitimate conversation. And, I mean, I think we're on year 4 right now of knowing each other, Scotty. We came down to Houston that first year for your event down there. And we've built a relationship over the years. But it is solely the purpose of the people's. Now, I don't have a relationship with Scotty because it's something I think I need to do for the People's Patriot Project. It's manifested as a legitimate process. Yes, the People's Patriot Project did create that avenue, but it's not like I wake up in the morning and say, here's my checklist. This is what I got to do every single day, because it has been one of the greatest experiences of my life to build and grow this mission and to build the relationships that have come by it and with it. And I personally believe that is also the same relationship that men and women build when they are doing their service to their country. They build those platoons, they build those squads, they build those conversations. They have some of the most intimate conversations and not so intimate conversations. Let's be real. But that's how growth happens. And then you get to this point where you transition, you come back to the real world, and you don't have that. But I can tell you right now, I've never been to a veteran or first responder event where I've walked in and I've felt like a stranger. And I didn't know Scotti Fraser before we started this. But I know when I flew down to Texas and never knowing him, it was not hard to put my paws on him, give him a big hug, and say, Patriot Pride, dog. And that's been the relationship that's been grown. Elijah, you get to be part of that too, as long as you don't show with that orange and blue stuff anymore. That's you get to do that. No, I'm teasing. You explained it. Your alma mater. That qualifies, but no, you can't do the Bears. Anyway, one of the other things that absolutely was probably the most infuriating for me is the people that had the gall and were saying comments like, well, why didn't they just reach out to me? That's garbage. That's garbage. So we have check your 6. We ask you to pick up your phone. We ask you to create a contact and say, hey, just thinking about you, checking in on you, whatever vernacular you want to use. Yes, we are veteran and first responder forward. That's our mission. That's what we do. But this is good for everybody. This is good for families. This is good for friends. This is anyone in your contact list. And here's my extra challenge. My challenge takes us a little. Yes, you can do it during the show right now as you're listening to the podcast. But I would like you, here's my challenge to you, to do it every day of the week. And how long does it take? It literally takes 6 seconds per. I mean, once you copy and paste it and it's done, it's there. I mean, And if it fosters a conversation, sorry, not sorry. There's another challenge. I'd like you to go and test one of your tough relationships, one of those that got sideways somewhere along the way. We've all got one. You're thinking about it right now. How did I get sideways with this dude or with this lady? I'm not asking you to do ex-boyfriends and girlfriends, wives, and stuff like that. But, there's that one conversation where you just did an offhanded joke and it wasn't received well, or maybe you dropped the ball, or maybe they dropped the ball. Have that hard conversation. Hey, I was just checking in. You used to be an important part of my life. I'd like to see where you're at and how you're doing. It's a challenge. Elijah, do you have an opinion on basking the bison?
Oh, I'm sorry. Say it again.
Do you have an opinion on Bastian?
My opinion is I think what you're doing with him is pretty cool. I think a lot of people like a mascot, if you will, that's associated with a cause. So kind of like, Smokey the Bear when it comes to forest fires. So it kind of sticks out to people when you have an image that can be associated with your cause as well. So people don't forget what you're about when you promote that image. And they see, they say, I'm sorry, what is his name? The bison? Bastian?
Yes.
Yeah, Bastian the Bison. They know, okay, that's the People's Patriot Project. So sometimes it goes hand in hand when you have that. So I think every time you have a mascot or something like that with your cause, it kind of makes people remember what your purpose is and what you're trying to do. So I think that's a good idea.
We should do our shock and awe green shirt with a big bison head right in the front of it like that. And you could wear that one.
Yeah, but Smokey the Bear has bear hands.
I don't know what that means.
Bastian has people hands.
Oh, well.
Hey, I absolutely love it. I think it's great for two reasons. One, an absolute American icon. You know me, I'm the old soul. I love the 50s cars and the classic and all that. And the bison is a classic American symbol. Definitely a huge animal, symbol of power. I saw him on a regular basis when I was stationed at Camp Pendleton with the Marines out there. Also, point two, I think it's in some ways unique. We see the eagle a lot. The eagle is a logo that I use on my Never Surrender merchandise, on my Never Surrender shirts and all that. Still really, really cool, but just a little bit more kind of, out of pocket there. And I think it's a really cool, powerful, unique, creative. The commercial's great. I think it's awesome.
Thank you. I appreciate that. If you've been watching Yellowstone, not the show, but like the park, Yellowstone Park, it's bison 1, tourist 0 right now. Poor guy couldn't move fast enough. It looked like they were at a safe distance when they first started, but yeah, don't mess with the bison in Yellowstone Park. It ain't going to turn out good. It's not good for the tourists this year.
Or a bear or anything else. People are just not very smart. My dad used to say, if common sense was common, everybody'd have it.
Well, you're not wrong, and it's always been so. My hometown's Cody, Wyoming, which is right outside of Yellowstone Park, and that was one of my favorite things to do is go watch tourists do dumb things, and it never fails. It's regular. Anyway, let's get to our show, folks. We've got two amazing guests. Andrea's having some technical difficulty. We're going to plan that she comes back. I mean, it's not the same without her. Elijah Lewis, tell us who you are. Tell us about your service, and tell us your mission.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you, Mr. Mark. So again, good evening, everyone. My name is Elijah Lewis. I am an author and motivational speaker. In fact, my award-winning book is Your Jewels Are in Your Journey, Life Lessons Lead to Your Optimal Self. Currently, I'm also a project engineer. I'm a civilian with NAVC, which is in Indian Head, Maryland. I've worked there for 11 years. Spent my entire career as a civilian. So while I don't have any military service, definitely obviously working on a naval base, you work with the veterans. We're all about helping the warfighter, making sure our veterans come home safely. Currently, I'm also with my mission. My mission is really aligned with my book, and that is to tell people that we're all meant to live our optimal self. And when I say the jewels that are in your journey, it's really about the life lessons you learn and the people that inspire you to be your best self. And when you know those two things, you ultimately learn that you yourself are a jewel. Because I tell people, if you don't know who you are, it's hard to know where you're going. So with that, the goal is to treat it like a roadmap, how you can get to the ultimate destination, which is to be your optimal self. And even though we go through challenges in life, when you have those right lessons and the right community behind you, you can overcome those challenges and, more importantly, inspire other people to do the same. So that's my mission, to tell people that it's not how you start, it's how you finish. And also, one of the things that I have also done with my mission is my godfather has a company called Salute to Duty, and we've partnered because I consider myself a mental health advocate and definitely appreciate all of our men and women who have served in the military. One of the things that we are doing is we give, when people purchase the book, 22% of that purchase goes to helping veterans battling PTSD obtain a service dog. Of course, the reason why we said 22 is people may know is that sadly that's the amount of time that we lose a veteran, unfortunately, to suicide. So we're all about stopping that from happening the best we can, and just showing people that, hey, you're meant for something great, that we're all here to help each other and to help each other get to that destination, like I said, which is to be our optimal self.
When did you, because everyone can talk the talk, but walk the walk. When did you take on this whole concept and develop it?
Well, it's kind of funny because it started in 2022. People like to ask me all the time, Elijah, did you always want to write a book? What made you want to write the book? And I tell people, really, this is where it started. So I met my publisher, Matthew C. Horn, at an expo in Waldorf, Maryland. And he's an author and motivational speaker himself. I bought 2 of his books. And after the event was over, I was going to have him sign it. And he said these exact words that I never forget. He said, "Brother, you look like you got something on your mind. You ever think about writing a book?" And my honest answer was no. I had just no intentions of writing a book. I didn't think I could do that. I just felt like, hey, I'm just here to support you, man. I'm not here to get into writing. But something really stuck on my spirit. And this gets to the point of why I wrote the book, because I tell people I know what it's like to be lost on my journey. I tell people that, I'm not ashamed to say it. I graduated from high school. I had my struggles. I only graduated with a 2.58 GPA. I tell people if they had the cum laude system for school, it wouldn't have been Magnum or Summa or cum laude for me. It would have been thank you, dear Lordy. That would have been mine. But despite that, I'll never forget my dad told me, he said, "Elijah, what are you going to do if you don't end up going to college?" And I got so down on myself. I said, "I don't know, Dad. I think I might just go work at Walmart." And that's not to knock people who work at Walmart, because honest work is honest work. And you should never take that lightly, especially in today's economy. But I realized when I was thinking about writing this book, I said, you know what? I don't want readers to feel like I did, especially for our young people, especially because they're just starting out their journey. So I said, you know what? I want to write this book, tell my story, tell some of the things that I've learned, what I was able to do, and the people who inspired me to get to where I am. So that was really the concept of why I did it. I wasn't planning on doing it, but I think sometimes, it's funny, I told one of my friends this yesterday. I said, sometimes the greatest discoveries are the ones you find by accident. And I'm not going to say it was an accident that I met my publisher, because it was meant to be. But even though I was not planning to do that, I'm so glad I did, because being able to share my story is something I really admire. And I've just been thankful that I've been able to help a lot of people along the way.
When someone picks up your jewels are in your journey, how many messages are in there that you want people to get? That's a tougher question. because I didn't want to go with what's the one thing, because I mean, I don't think people write a book for people to get one thing out of it. I think people write a book to get many concepts for growth. So, I mean, I'm not asking to keep score here. I'm just saying I didn't also want 20 answers either. So what are the top things you want them to get out of your book, brother?
Well, I think the top things are, like I said, one, knowing that you yourself are a jewel. Like I said, so many people at times, lose hope in themselves or down on themselves, and they doubt themselves. And I don't want readers to feel like they're nobody. Like, you are here for a purpose. Now, I can't tell you what that purpose is, because I believe your purpose is ultimately your decision. And I think you find your purpose as you go throughout life. What is interesting to you, what you're passionate about, I think that is your purpose, but it's up to you to find that purpose. But I do want people to know that everyone has a purpose of why you are here, because if you didn't, you wouldn't be here. So that's two of them right there. And I think the last one I would say is just to, like I said earlier, it isn't how you start, it's how you finish. I mean, the life will bring you so much challenges, but the beauty of it is that if you can grow from them, you can learn from them, you can teach that to other people. And ultimately, like I said, you can inspire other people to do the same. So my mentality is, it's a reach one, teach one philosophy. Hey, you read my book. If you feel inspired by it and you want to, take it further, hey, apply it in your own life and then help the next person behind you. One of my favorite quotes is, also my undergrad is at Tuskegee University, and we also just recently celebrated our 145th celebration on the 4th of July as well. And the founder of our institution, Booker T. Washington, said it best. He said, if you want to lift yourself up, lift up someone else. So that's the philosophy that I live by. And hey, that's my mission right there.
I'm very intrigued, brother. And there's some pieces of transparency you have in there in sharing with us the story. And it's good to know the narrative, but at the same time, I don't know why the 2.4 grade point average. I mean, that wasn't your purpose, and maybe high school wasn't your thing, and maybe you got all the stuff now, man. I'm excited to hear more, and just to be able to put pen to this concept and realize that there is a whole function of yourself and finding, you said it, the purpose. I think people get lost on that sometimes, and they think that, oh, you know what? I made the choice, and here's an example. I made the choice to join the military. I did my 4 years. I got out. Now what do I do? And I've always said this, zero attack on the military, zero attack on choices people make and everything. But there's a lot of people that do that, start 4 years, and people don't like when I use this word, but it literally retards your growth in the big world, in the fact that you don't grow up with the moms and dads in your church around you. You're now growing up with a bunch of young, dumb, and full of rum boys and girls, 17 to 21, and trying to figure it out on your own. And then you get out of the 4 years, and now what's my purpose now? For a lot of them, I mean, I was a cannon cocker. There wasn't a whole lot, and I was in 14 years, so that doesn't really fix all that. But I could see where people that were shooting howitzers would come out of the military and like, oh, well, what do I do now? Because that doesn't exist. What's the purpose? And, I don't know. I do know the military doesn't do a great job of transitioning people from the world of service to the world of living life, real life. And so it's nice to have a roadmap. And I am really intrigued to grab your book and read. Your jewels are in your journey. And that was kind of some of the conversation about building the People's Patriot Project, is that we learned and we grew. I never wanted to do a podcast. That was never, ever, ever on the radar, on the map, on any of it. Then that little nasty sniffle came around in 2020, and we had to do something. And I didn't believe in the narrative that the rest of the world was saying, or at least what we were publicly seeing. And so I'm like, let's go check on our brothers. Let's go check on our sisters. Let's make sure everyone's okay. And we recreated our Friday night virtual happy hour. And without doing that, I don't know. I would have known Andrea because she's a school teacher, and that's where we met. I wouldn't have met Frank. I wouldn't have met Elijah. I wouldn't have met Scotti. And we talked about some of the pre-show stuff. The number, the 240 plus musicians we've come into contact with, over 600 boots on the ground organizations that are helping veterans and first responders. So our purpose was to be part of that journey and to learn, build, and grow. And so I love it. I love it. Elijah, hang in there. We're going to be back to you, okay?
All right. Sounds good. Appreciate you, Mr. Mark.
Scotti Fraser, never get tired, never. I mean, we'd totally make you a regular on the show if you'd be a regular, but I know Sundays are important to you. They're for family, they're for God, and then you also have your own mission. Tell us who you are, Scotti. Tell us your service, and tell us about your mission.
Well, it's an honor to be back here. I've been on the show a number of times, and it's always a blessing and a privilege and an honor to be with you and Andrea and with Frank and Elijah today. My name is Scotti Fraser, and I served for a good long while in the Marine Corps Infantry. I'm a combat veteran from the Middle East Wars, and been a lifelong musician. And like most of us with a pulse, music has always been something that really resonated with me in times of hardship and in times of happiness. I came home, like a lot of folks, from the Middle East, or left service. Like a lot of folks, left service, changed in some ways very, very deeply and profoundly. My experiences in frontline, visceral, graphic combat in Iraq showed me how fragile and beautiful and fleeting that life is. And as I came back home, and as we talk about transitioning to civilian life, I experienced those heavy, heavy challenges, and many of those experiences and those thought patterns and all came at 3 o'clock in the morning after recurring nightmares. I made a conscious choice at one point, and I say by the grace of God, to instead of grabbing the bottle, I decided to grab my guitar, go into my front room, which is now this really cool home studio. And I started journaling and penning my thoughts and digesting my experiences from combat. And it turned into songs, turned into studio recordings from a wonderful, wonderful studio here in Houston, Texas, and now has turned into traveling parts of this country, Nashville, Washington, all throughout Texas and places like that, to bring hope and empowerment and my never surrender message to veterans, first responders, and all people struggling through hardships. The tail end of that is I wanted to take it one step further, and I started my own record label, music production company called Sergeant Records. And we put on live music events that include resources, many veteran and civilian performers, as a way to get people struggling out of isolation and loneliness and get them into community and togetherness, connect them with resources, and connect them with their brothers and sisters. And this is the journey I'm on right now. It's my never surrender mission, as my song says, to inspire people to never surrender on this life. Your story matters and your life matters.
Well, that sounds like a good lead into your song, Never Surrender.
Thank you.
Well, this is Scotti Fraser, Never Surrender.
a drop of blood for every mile I'm on. I took all that they gave and lived to fight another day. But if today is all I get, I'll make my mark and you can bet that I'll never surrender. On this life, and I'll never surrender. On this life, I can't change the past, but I can change how the story turns. 'Cause it's not mistakes that make us, but the lessons learned. Because what doesn't kill me will make me stronger in the end. And I'll never surrender. On this life, and I'll never surrender. On this life, and even if I fall, I'll get back up, standing tall again, with a medal on my chest. God knows I've done my best, because what doesn't kill me will make me stronger in the end. And I'll never surrender. On this life, 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 on this life.
That is Scotti Fraser, Never Surrender.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
I never get tired of hearing that song, dude.
Well, that's a good thing. That song was specifically written as a rally cry to the veteran first responder suicide epidemic. I know we do talk about 22 a day. The numbers that I've seen actually shows that it's much worse than that. steadily climbing. I want to do something about it. A lot of the events that we play, when we went down to the border recently, that was a suicide awareness event. We always include suicide awareness in our Sergeant Records events. And, enough's enough. And I wanted to stand up and say something. The caveat on that is I wrote that chorus specifically to get, hopefully, anthemically stuck in people's minds, because the things we think and the things we say, we believe. So I'm hoping that if people listen to that song when they're having a tough time and say, I will never surrender on this life, over and over with the song, that hopefully they'll believe it, and maybe it can turn the tide of that darkness they might be walking through.
I'm throwing you under the bus here a little bit. We'll circumvent this one. What needs to be done? Because there are roughly, my data that I go look at, the numbers between 56,000 and 86,000. That's a lot of organizations.
Right.
There are a lot of organizations letting people slip through, and I'm not going to blame the organizations. I'm going to blame our society as a whole, are letting people slip through the cracks. What is the solution?
Well, I wish I had the end-all be-all solution. I'm just one guy, and I'm not an expert. I'm just a guy that, tries to make some efforts in that field. At Sergeant Records, we believe that community is a cornerstone of that. I agree with you that what the corporate level entity has been doing so far is not working. That system didn't work when our brothers came home from Vietnam. And it seems like in some ways, not a lot's maybe necessarily changed corporately. I don't think all the pills and all that stuff seem, from what I'm hearing firsthand from people, that thank you very much, brother, for the kind words. I do appreciate that. I don't think it's what's been done corporately is working. I'm open to whatever we can do, something different, fresh ideas. There's some coming out right now, but the end all be all of is I think community, getting people out of isolation, getting them out of their heads, out of their homes, out of that loneliness. I think that loneliness and those hardships and neglect from corporate said medicine organization, things like that, kind of get people maybe to take that one last step off the ledge. Last thing I want to say on that is exactly what you said at the beginning about reaching out, doing buddy checks. In many ways, my friends, the cavalry ain't coming. And it's just down to us to take care of our brothers and sisters, exactly what you said, Mark. And reach out to your buddies and your sisters, check on people regularly. And at Sergeant Records, we just want to put on these events down here and bring it nationwide and start traveling and getting people out of the darkness, getting them out of those lonely rooms into community, connecting them with other people and resources, all through the healing powers of music.
I love it. I love it. We're on episode 313. We've been here for a little over 6 years. We have probably roughly 30 other episodes that we didn't know we were supposed to track this at the beginning. We didn't want to do the podcast. I gotta say that again. What we come to this table, and we've brought every organization that's been in our network to the same conversation. And again, this doesn't come across as an attack, but you would think that we could all come to one table and have a conversation and figure out how to do this together, rather than the People's Patriot Project doing this over here, another organization, another organization, another organization. I don't understand. I do understand, because we got these people that want to keep their baby close to their heart and don't want to. And I don't know what is that, because they want to make money doing this, or what is. Yes, we want to bring money in. No one's making money, but we want to bring money in so we can help support more. It doesn't help if there are, we'll go with the low number, 56,000 organizations asking everyone for a handout, where if we were all working in one, I think we could stop food insecurity across the nation. I think we could stop veteran homelessness across the nation at a minimum if we would learn to talk and work together, period. I'm sorry, it's roughly 50,000 or 50,000 veterans that are homeless.
Right.
I don't think that's a hard number to get to. And thank Peggy and Bobby Krutzinger down there in Texas for Operation Texas Strong and what they're doing. Thank Joey McNutt down there in Alabama for what he's doing. Great job, everyone. But we're fighting each other, not like a physical, literal fight. But I mean, here's an example. 56,000 organizations need 56,000 websites. That's a minimum of $2,000 a website. We've now just spent $112,000 on websites. Where if there was a one-stop shop and had them all in one place,
right,
that would fix that problem. The other side of that is veterans get lost in the muddy water and in the smoke that everyone is casting because we've stirred it up. If we work together,
right,
we unstir it. I don't know.
We absolutely need to take care of each other. Absolutely. Like I like to say, the cavalry's not coming. It hasn't come since I got out of service 2 decades ago. So we've got to do it ourselves. If I could just throw out just kind of a little caveat, little idea, that I'm very, very proud of my team at Sargent Records. While we're not on a super huge level, we have a resource page on the record company's website. And there are numerous resources, whether it's financial help for veterans, whether it's PTSD groups, whether it's the 988 number, whether it's Combined Arms down here in Texas that helps with food, passing out food and toy giveaways and stuff. We've got those resources on our website. They're clickable. You click those off our website, it'll take you to whatever that said resources website is. If folks want to reach out to us, we're always looking to make that grow. We want to spotlight these other organizations, and we want to direct people to these other organizations helping folks, because it's really about saving lives, and maybe if we could all kind of do things in that way to spotlight each other, it'll all be this big spider web to reach all the people in need somehow.
I love it. Building and growing. If you got time to stay post show, Scotty, I got a little something to show you.
Okay, cool.
It's appropriate.
Okay. And if it's not appropriate, that's okay. I was in the Marine Corps, so.
That's a whole nother level there, dude. I don't know. That's those Marines. I tell you what.
We can tell them the elephant story.
Yeah, that's the elephant story. Elijah Lewis, what's the next big part of your mission? What are you going to get done next?
Well, currently the next thing I'm trying to do is I'm actually trying to work on the second book. That book is kind of focusing more so on just relationships in general, like how we treat one another and how important relationships are in our communities. That's kind of the one thing I'm working on. Working on some, trying to do maybe some merchandise with my book, like T-shirts and memorabilia and things like that as well. I would love to get my current book, Your Jewels on Your Journey, on Audible. That's some things people ask me about, so I would love to do that. And I'm still working with, most importantly, I'm still working with Salute to Duty, always trying to partner and help out, the veterans in our community. In fact, it's funny you all brought up your check-in, because one of the things my godfather does with Salute to Duty is that on the 22nd of every month, we always do a mental health check-in where you check in and say, hey, how are you doing? Are you okay? Just to, again, raise that awareness of like how mental health is so important in our community. So definitely that's some of the things I got going on. I do have some events I'm still doing in the Maryland area with promoting my book and things of that nature. So that's pretty much kind of the gist of what I have going on at the moment.
I think there's some growth in this conversation. I think there's things that can be done. Tell us more about the Salute to Duty.
Okay, so Salute to Duty is my godfather's company. His name is Kaya Harvin. Mr. Kaya also serves as my manager as well, so he helps me out when it comes to my books and promotion and things like that. But Salute to Duty is really raising awareness of PTSD within our armed forces. And one of the things that he does is, he creates lapel pins. He has his initiative with the service dogs. The main focus of Salute to Duty is raising the awareness of how important mental health is amongst our veterans, and pretty much really showing the respect that our veterans deserve. It saddens me, and I think I heard Mr. Sky talk about this too, and I think even you too, Mr. Mark, how we have things like homeless veterans, veterans who are struggling to make ends meet, and really the focus of his company is giving, like I said, the respect that our veterans deserve. My opinion is this: I think if you have risked your life for the country, you've gone to war, you've sacrificed, everything you wanted to do for the betterment of the country, then you should be rewarded and treated as such. And like I said, it saddens me when I see, our homeless veterans or things like that. But then again, at the same time, we sometimes want to say, oh yeah, we thank our veterans, we support our military, but words are one thing, actions are another. And so really what I like about what my godfather does with this company is that he's putting the action in motion. Like I said, I'm not saying he has all the answers, but I do like that he has a drive, and I will say a purpose to try to help our veterans, because that is something that is really needed within the U.S. is that our veterans need to show that they are appreciated, they're respected, they're not alone, that someone hears their struggle, and a lot more needs to be done. And I think to what we talked about earlier as well, it's all about raising that awareness too, because if people don't know what's going on with our veterans, then this problem will never get solved. So that's pretty much the main focus behind his company, which is Salute to Duty. And I just happen to be a partner of it because I believe in what he's doing. And he's actually a sponsor of my company too. So, hey, we're all, like you said, Mr. Mark, if we work together, we can solve this problem. And I think that's what's really needed is the awareness, but also the partnership as well.
I love it, man. I love it. And it's nice to come from the different perspective. And you've been very candid and open about not being a service member. And that is one of the targets in our mission, is that mathematically, you have 3% of our country that signs up to be in the armed forces. 3%. You have roughly another 3% that sign up to be first responders. That's kind of it. So less than 10% of our country is making sure there's a value to everyone's life and liberty through service. But yet we have 90% of our country that get to lay their big fat heads on the pillows of freedom every single day, and they never question how and why they got it. And they want to argue and fight about what they don't have, when some of them aren't even going out and taking care of themselves, which this is my little soapbox, folks. I get to talk about this frequently, but it's like, Why can't we figure out how to mobilize we the people? And is the value of your freedoms and liberties at a place in your heart and in your mind that it's worth investing in? Because no one does a thing when everything goes well, but when things don't go well, everyone's got a voice. I love the thought of your next book, Elijah. You think you need to write a book about building community and growing together. And I'm not when I say think, why do you think that literature needs to be out there? What isn't working right now? What's not clicking?
Well, I think, before I get to that, I want to make one previous point that you said earlier about how like a lot of people don't see themselves, or like the people who are not in the armed forces kind of don't see themselves in veterans' shoes. I think it's different for me because, like I said, I work in the federal government as a civilian, and you have to realize that you have to take the blinders off and see that, hey, what I am doing is actually helping the military, even though I'm not serving in it. My goal is, hey, I have to make sure that whatever I'm working on is going to get the veterans home as safe as possible. And I think when you have that perspective, that even though you're a civilian, you kind of can see why the need to appreciate our veterans is so important. Because, hey, I'm not going off to fight in the war with them, but I'm doing stuff that's going to help them assist the process of when they go off to war. And I think that's kind of why I also have that appreciation too, because, hey, that's part of my job. So, if I didn't want the job, I wouldn't have taken that. So, but I think to your next question though, about why I want to write that book is like I said, we're living in a time where there's so much division, there's so much divisiveness, and it's important to realize how important community is for everyone. And I think, like you said, when we get to the approach of, hey, we can respect each other, even though we all have our differences, if we can respect each other, not do anything that's going to, harm people or anything like that, then it's important to let people know that, hey, there is a way we can coexist in our communities and not have so much strife and bitterness, because not only does that affect us, that's going to affect the people that come behind us, which would be our children, grandchildren, and great grandchildren. It's funny. I was listening to a YouTube video, and they were talking about, for some of our children, they've never been born or lived in a time of peace. They for the Generation Zers or the Gen Alphas, they've been in nothing but war and chaos. Whether it was the wars are fighting, the pandemic, so much, so on and so forth. So it really is important to show people, especially as those who have come before them, to show them that, hey, that's not normal. The normal way of life should be that, hey, we can respect each other, we can appreciate each other's differences, but the goal for every community is to have peace. And if you don't have peace, you have chaos. And if you have chaos, you don't have a community.
This conversation can go so deep, and it's not for tonight's show, but I do and would love to have you come back, Elijah, so we can have those deeper conversations. We get put in the mix of this. Andrew and I are both school teachers, and we get thrown into the mix of this type of conversation regularly. And no one seems to be able to meet in the middle for these conversations. Everyone's got to have something that is extreme one way or an extreme the other way. And it's like, life can be a little bit more simpler than what y'all are making it. And you know what? To sit down, break bread, have conversation, realize that some people like brown crayons, some people like red crayons, some people like green crayons, is a reality. Some people like the Chicago Bears, believe it or not. Some people like the Minnesota Vikings. Some people like the Ravens. And again, of course, that's getting nasty in those arenas as well. I mean, I used to be head of security for the Minnesota Vikings, for the personal protection part. And that gets nasty too. Of course, it doesn't help that when the stadium is 63,000 people, 62,999 of them are inebriated, but that is a problem in itself, but we can move past that. But why can't we just enjoy the things we enjoy and not make it a conflict? That's the other part. We'll get down there. We'll get it. Elijah, I'm so impressed with your approach and your speakingness, and I'm not a language arts teacher, so I can't come up with a real fancy vernacular of my appreciation for you. I'm excited to build a relationship with you and learn more about you and get into your books and see how your head works and how we can work together. I appreciate you, man.
Oh, same here, Mr. Mark, and you, Miss Andrea, of course, Mr. Frank as well, and of course, Mr. Scotti as well. Appreciate everything you guys do. Appreciate all you all's service as well. And hey, I look forward to coming back and working with you in any way or shape I can. And hey, just thank you for the opportunity, and it definitely does mean a lot. So I truly appreciate it 100%.
That's a unique conversation right there with that, because you know what? I can't tell you, and I don't wear like a hat or garb or anything that shows my service. So no is going to know that I've served in the military or as a first responder in any way. And that's my choice. That's what I do, but you see a Vietnam veteran or on days of Memorial Day and such, people will say thank you, or when they find out through conversation, thank you for your service. And I always graciously say thank you. Thank you. I don't always believe everyone is genuine in that conversation and the fact that they know what that value is. When you say it, and I don't know you, I met you tonight, because of the things that you have in your past, because of things that you've created in your world, I full-heartedly, genuinely believe you, and that holds value. Now, again, I don't judge you around all the people that say thank you for your service. I don't say, oh, yes, you really didn't mean that. I don't do that. But there's also a piece when you are proactively involved and engaged, which you are through your mission, through your book, through your salute to duty. There's just a value, and I appreciate that. It's awesome to see and hear that there are people in the world that are boots on the ground, doing it, not talking about it, and that is you, brother. I appreciate you.
Oh, no problem. And plus I'll even add this in here too. I have people in my family who have served in the military. So, hey, people who are close to me have served in the armed forces, then definitely I have to be appreciated. So, it's least I can do. And hey, I don't take it for granted, because, hey, you all are doing something and you all have seen things that I have not seen yet. And hopefully I never will see, but I don't take it for granted, because, if somebody had to do the job, you all did it. And hey, we appreciate it nonetheless.
You can take that to the bank, because when I met Elijah, one of the first things he said to me was, thank you for your service.
Awesome.
And I believe it.
Awesome. Good. Great meeting you, and keep up the good work. And it's just, one team, one fight, right? We're all on the team together, trying to do something positive and help some folks along. So it's an absolute honor to have this time with you, brother.
Oh, same here. And thank you again for sharing your story too, Mr. Scotti, through your song and, your journey and seeing where you've gone. And really, I like how you found, I'm going to say this loosely. I said it earlier, but I, in my opinion, because I could be wrong, but I think you found your purpose, which is through music. And I like how you were able to overcome your challenges and just spread the message of, never surrendering and continuing to fight. So, hey, continue the work that you're doing as well, sir. And just thank you for sharing your story as well.
Well, thank you very much. I agree with you 110%. Just to put a tail end on that I think that when we're in service, we have a mission. And sometimes, that mission can be not something we're super excited about, whether it's field daying and cleaning the barracks or doing paperwork one day or, whatever. Sometimes it's not always the glorious, exciting stuff. But here's the thing. It's a mission and it's a purpose. And I think we kind of touched on it, that a lot of veterans, whether it's first responders or military, get out, and then there's no real mission or purpose. And I think, Elijah, you hit the nail on the head. That resonates with me, that I think everybody needs a mission, needs to find that purpose. I'm very, very blessed to have mine. I feel it was dropped out of the heavens and given to me, and I will take those marching orders. But yes, I agree with you 100%. And that's very important, what you said, that everybody needs a mission and a purpose.
Under the Tina Manual 1094786, under character, you'll find Scotti Fraser. Character. Class act.
I thank you for that.
You're a dude.
And just trying to pay back that plane ticket home from the Middle East, I am blessed with more than I deserve, and there's a cost to freedom, and there's a cost to that, and I'm trying to pay that cost, and hopefully save some lives along the way.
Scotti Fraser, what are you working on now in life?
Oh my word. I'd like to work on getting some sleep. It's been go. Just got back from another trip to Nashville. And a huge shout out to the amazing people at Semper Fi and America's Fund, which I'm an alumni with. And they coordinated with the fine people at Gibson Guitars. They coordinated a trip for myself and a few of my brothers and sisters to be courted by Gibson. And God bless Gibson, brought home some luggage. Thank you very, very much for the blessing. And that was a big trip, kind of plugging in back to Nashville and, connecting with the folks at Gibson there. I realized by counting my discography on Spotify when I was in the green room that I just released my 22nd song. And it's actually a song about loss, and it's a song about victory, standing victorious and strong and hopeful even in the midst of loss and struggle and darkness. It's a song called 21 Guns. It just came out the other day. And it's one of a few songs that I've released this year. And man, just trying to get that message out, that positive message out in the music and the lyrics. Elijah, you're absolutely amazing how you can, through written word, you can tell that story and bring that hope and that message. For me, it's through rhymes and lyrics and guitar chords. And I think you and me kind of do the same thing, my friend. But yeah, just continuing the mission. Sergeant Records is looking to expand into other states and other places and bring that never surrender message to people, looking at taking it nationwide. And carrying it on.
What's the next song you want to do, brother?
Do you got one song at a time spun up?
Yep.
One song at a time is really the caveat of what my journey in music is. It says I'm finding my way home one song at a time. I think that's true for all of us who face hardship. We all have those songs that you remember, whether it was when your kid was born or your wedding dance, or when you laid your grandfather to rest, and that song that got you through a really hard time, whatever that hard time was. And that's what it's about. It's about music carrying us through and finding our way home from hardship, one song at a time.
This is Scotti Fraser, one song at a time.
Driving through the darkness, a road I know so well. I was looking for salvation on the highway to hell. Now I'm up here on this pretending I'm alright, just trying to find my way back home, one song at a time, driving through the darkness, trying to survive. And I pray we find salvation by the radio light. Now I'm up here on this stage, pretending I'm alright, just trying to find my way back home, one song at a time. Driving through the darkness to the show tonight. And as I step under the stage lights, it's gonna be alright. Up here on this stage, and it's gonna be alright. I'm finding my way back home, one song at a time. We're all finding our way back home, one song at a time. We're all finding our way back home, one song at a time.
That is Scotti Fraser, one song at a time.
Thank you. Thank you.
Scotty, you say you're tired. What do you do for rest, brother?
Yeah, Sundays are a special day for us in my household, as you mentioned, and that's I've heard it said it's a day of rest, and I try and make that for me as well. So Sundays for me is church with my family. I also play guitar in the band at church, and it's a day to slow down and just to reflect. I just try and there's always stuff going. There's always a million emails, a million texts, podcasts, stuff like that, connections to set up that next show, that next event, that next travel experience. But I try to block Sunday out to just lay low and put on some mellow music and try to close my eyes.
Hope we're not messing up your Sunday, brother.
Man, this is an awesome way to spend Sunday. I'm with my brothers and sister here, and I'm in the relaxing confines of my the air conditioning here in Texas in my studio. So it's all cool.
I have it in text. What you got an event happening in November?
I do. Right down the road from the Alamo here in San Antonio. 4 hours away in San Antonio from Houston. We're putting together a rock show that will be led by each of the three bands are actually led by a Marine Corps veteran singer, one of which is me. The other is Scott Pryor, and the other is an amazing group called Blackbird Rain. And we are going to put on a show, and we're going to try and get some veterans out out of the house. We're going to try and connect the civilian world and the veteran world. And then I am going to try and get some resources on hand and get some folks that, some organizations that help other folks. It is at a wonderful, wonderful rock concert venue in San Antonio called Fitzgerald's. It is owned by two sisters, the Perkins sisters. They are the daughters of a career Army veteran who is no longer with us, Vietnam era, and just very, very supportive of our veteran community. And I think it would be really cool, and I'm just kind of throwing it out there, putting it on the radar, if we had People's Patriot Project come down to the venue, set y'all up, and if you wanted to, and do a live broadcast.
I think that sounds like a good plan.
We could even get you up on stage with a couple words like we did last time you came to Houston, and tell some folks about what you do for folks.
I love San Antonio.
Yeah. Well,
Frank.
it's my second home there. Yeah. Would love to have you guys come down.
Give me the dates of that one more time.
I gotta cross-reference that with ScottiFraser.com website, but I do believe that is November 7th.
Right.
You guys will probably be snowed in then.
Simmer down, Frank. Simmer down.
And then you can hop, skip, and jump over to Houston with me, and we'll go surfing.
Yes.
I'll watch the cars.
Outstanding. Frank, what do you got for the news tonight, brother?
Oh, he's going over that. I'll make it short. We got some good stories though. First of all, we were talking about the VA, and it appears that the VA may be finally getting the message on seeing veterans. I know, what a shock. But they're trying a program, a test program in a few different areas where they will have a specialist on hand when a veteran goes in for a primary care visit, instead of going in for a primary care visit and then getting a sent over to a specialist, they will have the specialist there at the same time. So I think that's a great idea, and hopefully they span that out to all the facilities, and I think that would help a lot, because nobody likes to wait for a referral appointment. Next one we got. This is interesting, and it's kind of veteran-y, but it's about the pilgrims. And I didn't know this, but the reason why the pilgrims stopped on Plymouth Rock was because they ran out of beer.
Huh.
Yeah. So this is why I think the veteran part comes in. So the security people and the captain decided that they weren't going any farther until they found beer. So they stopped at Plymouth Rock instead of going a little farther down, which is a good thing, because a little farther down, the settlement that they were going to, I believe, was overrun or had a breakout of contagions, and most of the people there died. So it was a good thing. Beer saved the day. So let's see. Our third story, and this is another one, if any veterans out there are interested, there is a veteran fire corps, and they were recruiting for wildland firefighting and natural resource management. And what they do is they take people who are between the ages of 18 and 35, and they send them to training. And if they pass the training, then they go out with the veteran fire corps, and they go out and help put out forest fires and with the National Park Service and other areas. And it sounds like a great thing if someone wanted to do that. There's a lot of adrenaline rush in there, so I'd imagine there would be a lot of veterans that might be interested in doing something like this. And the only requirement is they have to have a copy of their DD-214 or NGB 22 and be between the ages of 18 and 35 and be able to pass the U.S. Forest Service arduous level pack test, which is a 3-mile hike with a 45-pound pack within 45 minutes. I think there's a lot of veterans that could probably do that and have enough time to sit down and have a sandwich. So that's the third story. And then we have our I can't believe this really happened. And we had talked in a previous episode about our buddy Joey Chestnut and the fact that he had to give permission to participate in the hot dog eating contest because he was a bad boy and was being charged with a felony charge of assault. And so they said, okay, you can still go and eat the hot dogs. And wouldn't you know it, Joey ate 66 hot dogs and beat the competition by over 15 hot dogs. It's just amazing. But don't go and watch the video because it's the most sickening thing you never want to see. They dunk those buns in water and it's all mush going into their face. Just not pretty.
I don't even know where to go with that.
That was his 18th win.
64 freaking hot dogs, man.
66. Yeah, and he had 67 in his face, but he couldn't swallow it in time.
Scotty, how many hot dogs can you eat, brother?
Well, my friend, truth be told, it's been a long time since I've had a hot dog. So,
Elijah, how many hot dogs can you eat?
It's been a while for me too. If I had to guess, my max has been like 3. That's about as much as I can do.
I mean, if I had to, I could probably eat 6 hot dogs. That's a long shot from 66.
Right.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
And I think you said you said that was his 18th win? I think you said, Mr. Frank.
18th win. Yep.
It's like 1,000 hot dogs.
Yeah. Ooh. And that wasn't even his record. His record was 76.
Wow.
Man.
And that doesn't include all the practice, right, Scotty?
Right. You got to practice on those hot dogs. Absolutely.
I just want to know, what does his doctor say when he goes to visit him? Like
don't talk like that.
Right?
He probably says you're fat. Here's a laxative.
I can't be involved in this conversation any longer. It's not. I'm done. I can't do it. It's
how do you explain to people that you're a professional hot dog eater?
They know you already, probably.
I got too many. I got children. I got to be done. I'm out.
One thing, just one thing. Frank, he's not even chubby. All those.
Oh yes, he is.
No, I just looked at a picture.
That's before he ate all the hot dogs.
He's getting on a belt from Nathan.
What was 66? How much weight is that?
Oh, he's 229 now, but he's 6'1". It's in his bio.
Well, they interviewed him the day after, and it looked like he was about 6 months pregnant.
Oh.
The day after, all that would be out. I don't.
You
can only stick your finger down your throat so many times.
I'm done. You guys were all talking inappropriately. I can't be.
Where's Jeremy to call us off the tracks? Back on the track, please.
Get back. All right. Elijah Lewis where are we going? What's you already kind of told us you want to write the next book. What's the vision for Elijah Lewis and where your mission is going, brother?
I think for me, my mission is to just continue to spread the word and just, show people, like I said, the possibilities that are out there, and just to know that there are a lot of opportunities for people to find themselves, to continue to be better. And like I said, I think my ultimate vision is just knowing that I was able to help as many people as I could. And just by doing that, continue to share my story. And, I think, like Mr. Scotti said, I kind of do that, through my writing, so really my ultimate goal is just knowing that, hey, I was able to help as many people as I could. And whether that's through writing, motivational speaking, and really just continue to connect and network and build with people. I'm all about, working with other people. And, one of my jewels in my book is, you always give back and help others. So my philosophy is, when people help me, I want to help them the same way. So that's my thing. It's just helping many people as I can, continuing to build a network, and ultimately continuing to build the community at large as well, to show that it can be the ultimate version that it can be.
Is this like a family? Where did you learn to do, like, your heart is, you're a good dude, man. Where did you learn that? Where do you get this?
Well, I will have to say I got to credit my parents. In fact, it's funny. There was a comment by Aquadrilyn Lewis that actually was my mom earlier. So that she commented. So she's watching the podcast tonight. So in fact, and just as a quick tangent, like you, Miss Andrea, my mom's a school teacher too. So definitely shout out to all our teachers watching as well. But really, my parents really instilled a lot of great values in me. I talk about in my book how everyone should have a great role model. And I even talk about, for me, I give a lot of credit to my mom for sure. But really, I really also talk about how my dad has been my role model. And just I learned my work ethic through him. He and my mom got me in through so many programs growing up. So really, I always say my parents laid the foundation. And then on top of that, I know I'm not trying to get too religious or anything like that, but I do believe that, God has, taught me how to be the best version that I can be. And really just through, learning things like through the Bible and things like that, learning how to be a moral, righteous, and upstanding person. So, really through people like my parents, my spirituality, really those are the things that really help me be who I am, because without those things, then, I wouldn't be who I am today.
Absolutely impressed, dude. Absolutely impressed.
That's awesome, bro. Absolutely awesome.
Appreciate you. Thank you all so much.
Scotti Fraser. Well, we already talked about some things in the future, but what's the vision? Where are we going? What are you going to get done?
The vision is a couple bits and pieces of moving parts. The Never Surrender album has been pressed on CD, first pressing. So Never Surrender album will come out next, 10 songs on to streaming. Then that album will be pressed on vinyl. So as far as the sonic side of things, that's what's going on. And continue to build this Never Surrender tour and to reach farther across the country. And there's actually been 2 conversations of an hour length each with our neighbors across the pond. So a little bit in its infancy to go into that, but those are conversations that are started, but it's really about spreading the Never Surrender tour and the Scotti Fraser Band and Sergeant Records mission to inspire others and stem the tide of suicide and put a smile on people's face, get them dancing, get them out of their homes, get them into community. And that's the thing right there.
Exciting stuff, man. We have a lot. You can hear all of Scotti Fraser's what was it? I looked at it today because I added some new stuff to WeP3 Radio. We've got, apparently I need to get a new song. Did you say 21 Gun?
21 Guns just came out the other day. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I got to get my hands on that one. That's the
Send
only one I
that
know.
right to you in any file format you want.
We have, sorry for the dead air. We have 10 of Scotty's greatest hits on WeP3 Radio.
Very honored at that.
And it'll soon be 11. It'll soon be 11, but we'll get that taken care of and get that all up there.
Appreciate you.
It's a plight. And again, not a bad plight. I know Scotti works his tail off to get his content and his music out there. I know he's got an amazing support staff in-house that does an amazing job of taking care of him. And I think everyone in the veteran world and the first responder world work their tails off, but they don't have a label to help them through the process. Now, Scotti made his own label, so that's a different nuance. And he does have a team of people, and they all do a great thing of supporting him. And but the amount of astronomical time that's put into this, and Scotti would be able to do a lot more songs and do a lot more content if he wasn't running a business. I know that. And that's some conversations we have with, like, there's been some veteran musicians that will say, hey, what can I do to come help WeP3? Nothing, because you need to keep doing what you're doing. And you need to build and grow your music and do that. And we've held true to that. I won't let these guys, and we're going to promote them as much as we can. That's, we have other missions other than the music world, but again, super prideful. If you can find them, have them get hold of me, because I will have the conversation, because I will 100% guarantee that WeP3 Radio has the largest veteran content in the world, period.
Amazing.
We don't create lists. We do help get them booked if they're in those conversations. We try to get Scotti for a couple events, and they've kind of fell through, and it is what it is. But you don't understand until you hear these guys. And I'm preaching to the choir because the majority of our listeners are veterans and first responders, but the rest of the world needs to hear Scotti Fraser.
Thank you.
And the only way to get that done is by liking and sharing and subscribing and downloading and going to a Spotify. We've got his link up. We'll make sure you get there. Go check out Scotti Fraser. Go check out WeP3 Radio. It's harder, and I totally get this. The radio's a little different because you can't just, if you want to go listen to Scotti, you got to sit through all the other content, which is amazing music, but there's no place where it says, oh, here comes Scotti Fraser, and it's going to be at this time mark. There is a calendar or a mention of when, but it's not a big window. And so with the amount of musicians we have on there, and we just free play it, there's no talk on there. There's no, we don't even have our podcast on there, which we'll figure that out someday if we really care. But it is 100% veteran and first responder music content. Scotti Fraser's on there. He actually is in the top 10% of those who've downloaded more content, because we don't have that many giving out 10 songs, but we've also had them in our network for a minute.
Yeah, I'm very honored at that. Very honored. And I noticed that it's on a live 365 station, and that's just to let your followers and listeners know, that's a great, very highly professional music radio platform that their radio station is on. So it's just super, super awesome. And, like I say, one team, one fight. Yes, I would love people to hear my stuff, download it, spread it around, and all of that, get those streams up. But, one team, one fight. And if other veterans' music is heard, then mine gets heard. If mine's heard, then it attracts people to other veterans' music, and we all go up and grow together. And you know, that's what we did as a platoon, right? So you know, let's get all of us up there.
What's your last song, brother?
How about are you going to pull up something, or is it something I sent you?
It's something you sent me. American Made.
Outstanding.
Anything about it?
American Made is an autobiographical story. It is my story, and I have a feeling it's all our story. It's about, even in the midst of daily challenges and the roller coaster ride of life in this greatest country of earth, it's about a guy who serves through the ups and downs and struggling to feed his family and trying to find hope in day-to-day life, and just realizing that even through the tough times that he's living the American dream. My friends, I can tell you, I've been to a lot of other countries around this earth. Some are okay, and many are not so okay. And every time I've come back to America, I've just realized that, you know, we've got it so good here, and there's so much good. Yes, we can always improve things. We can always work to improve things. And that's an American ideal, to always work to make things better. And hopefully we can find a way to do that together. And, you know, this is just a song about living that American dream, American Made.
This is Scotti Fraser with American Made.
American made. Until his dying day, he's American made. Until his dying day, he's American made. Until his dying day, he's American made.
That is Scotti Fraser with American Made.
Thank you so very, very much.
Always a proud papa moment. Again, this is another one. We're here, we're there, we saw it. Thank you, both of you and the WeP3 team, for being here on this Sunday. But we're at the time where we got to sadly and unfortunately shut the show down. Not that we won't be back again, because we will be. But I will put that in my statements. Frank, start us off with final thoughts.
All right, boss, here we go. So we talk a lot about the VA and doing things and treatments and everything else that happens. Well, you know, I have a couple thoughts on the whole situation, and it's funny, you know, we come in as veterans, and a lot of people, combat veterans with PTSD, and it seems like most of the people we talk to, the first attempt is medication. And there's a lot of really learned people in the VA. But maybe a twist would be put some people in there who are veterans, who understand veterans and can talk to veterans. And instead of pushing prescriptions, push purpose. Because all the shows I've been on with people here, everybody has a sense of purpose, and it's something that they developed. It's not something that they were given when they left the military. It's something they found. So maybe instead of trying to psychoanalyze everything, why don't we take a different tact and try to find out what the person, not the patient, the person would like to pursue as a purpose, and help them do that. And maybe we could take a big chunk out of the problems we have if more of the veterans who needed help found purpose. That's just my 2 cents for today, folks. God bless you all.
Thanks, Frank. Scotti.
You know, I agree with you. People need purpose and people need a mission. We all have that in service, and we all need that getting out. The interesting thought is that many service members, when they get out, are not really transitioning back into the civilian world. Many of them have joined at 18 years old and never really lived as an adult in the adult civilian world. So it's a whole new language. It's a whole new situation, and it's something that people have to learn. And, you know, I think having that purpose, whatever that purpose is, and like Frank said, you know, if there's folks like Frank and y'all and organizations that can help people find that purpose, for Scotti Fraser Band and Sergeant Records, we try and connect people to music and get them that love of music. Like, there's a number of wonderful, wonderful organizations out there that do that and connect people to music. That's the way we speak. And yeah, you know, purpose, mission, absolutely.
Thank you, Scotti. Miss Eichmann.
Yeah, I actually just checked my T-shirt. I thought I had on when we were in Nebraska one year. I picked up from another group, Protect Your Purpose T-shirt. That's their mission. That's the name of their nonprofit, and it just, that too struck me as, once you find that, then you guard that, you keep it, you grow it and protect it as yours, your purpose. And I was getting the sense that, Elijah, I know they're giving you crap about being young. It's hard. I understand being the young person in the room. I'm laughing because Peterson gives me crap all the time. Being old, but you have such insight, like the thoughtfulness and the insight. So what you've learned and what you're willing to share, and it feels like everything you're doing it's been good for you, but you're out there just willing and desiring to share it all. And it's comforting to me that you're so genuine and so thoughtful that it just, thank you for coming on and sharing that. And we'll be here with you as time goes on too. And we want to hear more. Absolutely. You should see the books I have lined up right now. And I'm getting through Frank's second one in the moment. And I've been getting through it for a long time. I'm a reader, but sometimes I want to spend the time reading them a little more thoroughly than I do other times. So we will add those as well. And Scotti, the music as ever. And I'm sorry, Never Surrender is just, it's always top of my brain. I hear it once and the rest of the week, it's that earworm. Is that what they call those things? Like it's always there. Can't get rid of
That's what it's supposed to do. Exactly what it's supposed to do. Keep people from jumping off the ledge. Yeah.
If
Sing it so you believe it.
And I'm like, Never Surrender. It just pops back in, starts all over again. It's perfect and upbeat. And that's what I'm feeling from everybody here and now is there's so much crap out there and it is getting deep and I was going to say stupid, but that's not a nice word. So it is kind of stupid out there. Common sense, I giggle a little bit because I've been saying, wow, where is the common sense these days? And now that's the new push. I guess everybody thinks now we should start using our common sense. And that's funny because we let it all slide away for a long time. So yes, we should. So jump on that bandwagon, even though those might not have been the people that came up with that. But it needs to be positive, and it's so refreshing to have you two on the show and just to know that, Elijah, where are you coming from?
Waldorf, Maryland.
Maryland, that's right. Out on the, and then Scotty's down in Texas, and I just talked to someone in California, and we're all here and we're all doing it, and we just need to put it in a cluster and keep it together. And we'll be talking more about that in the near future too. But we are here, and it's time for it to explode and to get out everywhere. And on that, I'll let you go.
Thank you, Andrea. Elijah.
Well, I want to say thank you so much, for you all having me on the show. It was just an amazing experience. I enjoyed connecting with, all four of you, just hearing your stories and just what the armed services mean to you all. And yeah, I think everyone hit the nail on the head when it came to just having a purpose and a mission. Like I said, I think Ms. Andrea said, once you know it, you just have to guard it. And even if it takes some time, hey, take some time, figure out what you want to do, what are your goals, aspirations, plan those things out. And, hey, once you know what your purpose is, don't let anyone take that away from you. Don't let anyone put you in a box, and to try to limit that potential. And also to the people out there in the armed services too, don't be afraid to ask for help either. Asking for help is not a sign of weakness, it's a sign of strength. And, hey, you all have been fighting for us for so long, now the least that people can do, especially people like me who've never served, is, try to fight for you all, because you all deserve it. So, don't be afraid to ask anyone for help, whether it's your friends, your family, the people at the People's Patriot Project, whoever you need to go to, salute to duty, hey, we're here to help you guys out, and we want to see you all be the best you can be. So, hey, just always know that people are there looking for your best interest. And when you find that purpose and when you find that community, you will know. You won't have to guess it. You will know it.
You're a blessing, brother. You're a blessing. Well, that brings our show to a close. And if either of you got time to hang, you've given us 2 hours, so we appreciate it. If you got time to hang after the cut, then hang. And if not, we'll figure out another time where we'll meet. I'd like to thank, again, the WeP3 team for putting all the things together to let us do this show. We do have a board meeting tomorrow night with the People's Patriot Project. We come back tomorrow at 4:30, 16:30, for the WeP3 weekly debrief, where we share the mission, specifically what the People's Patriot Project is doing and where we're going and all the pieces that we're doing with. And it looks like we'll probably be going to Texas in November, so we'll put that on the list. We got some other things coming up. We got a Ruck March coming in October.
24.
We've got Wreaths Across America coming in December, but we got to get the wreaths sponsored. We got to get the wreaths sponsored to cover Fort Snelling. And you know what? Here's the deal, folks. If you don't have time to come out and put a wreath down, maybe you can come show us which ones don't deserve a wreath. That's how let's get them. Next week, we'll be back here at 1800 Central Standard Time again for We Got Your 6 at 6. Next week, we got the cool dudes of Rich LaMonica of Misfit Nation and the sultry, smooth sound of Sam Saxton. Super excited. Again, more people, more mission, more things getting done. Come check us out. Go check your 6. It's critical, literally critical. Go check your 6, and we will see you when the smoke clears. Patriot Pride.